Companion. Talk about companion.
Friend.
Okay.
I don't know. Is it the source
Companion,
bullet?
the new sci-fi robot six butt movie.
Sex bot. She's a sex bot.
Follows Irish and Josh on a trip with friends. It's this is a refreshing take on a
It's like a couple's
on
retreat, right?
yeah, on the whole couples retreat, like android robot, I'm gonna kill you movie, right? Like the robot's taking over, kind of. It's a nice, refreshing take. It's very different than what I thought the movie was going to be originally. I stayed away from watching a lot of the trailers, other than the first trailer, the very first trailer that came out when I saw the first trailer. So I thought the movie was going to be different than it was. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It was very funny. It was very it was sci-fi. I laughed a
Super
lot.
yeah, sci-fi.
Very sci-fi, not horror, but sci-fi. It had very funny moments. What's his name? Jack Quaid is. I was telling Ozzy, Jack Quaid is really coming into his like. He's making a name for himself.
That dude is,
which is funny because I didn't even know he was related to Dennis.
That he's Randy Quaid's nephew.
Oh, yeah?
Was it Randy?
No, well, he's Dennis Quaid.
He came out of the woods.
Yeah, like you like wow, it's like he's really coming into his own. He's from Boys to be voicing Superman in the HBO cartoon to, you know.
Is that the one with Alan Tudyk playing Joker?
No, it's My Adventures with Superman. Alan Tudyk playing Joker, that's on the Harley TV.
And he's going to be Novocaine, right?
And he's going to be.
Those trailers are good. Makes it look pretty fun.
Jack Quaid has been doing a lot of movies. He's this guy from, like, I remember him when he played a small part in Hunger Games too. Like he was a very, very small part in Hunger Games.
Wow. I forgot you're an obsessive fan of that movie.
I saw it like twice.
Yeah,
I like the books.
It's more than I've seen it.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it's this. He's really coming into, like, he really knows what he's doing now. Like Jack Quaid, he really knows how to pick his parts, and he plays his parts really, really well. Like he can play really goofy and charming, and he can also play a really annoying, like, bad guy. He really knows how to play a bad guy. Also,
he's been a stuttering fool, a stuttering hero. He's been that for a cool minute, but just seeing him change it up and how well he can adapt to it, yeah, it's actually pretty, like, eye-opening. You're like, man, I can see him do a lot more things now.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have a pretty good career. Like you were like, oh, he's gonna be another Colin Hanks. I'm like, nah, I think he's gonna have a.
They don't sleep on Colin Hanks. Colin Hanks, early on, you're kind of going, he's got this weird, also goofy kind of thing to him. I don't know what's going on. And then, you see him do like bit parts. So he did more TV than he did movies. He's not bad himself. He's actually, he's at the point right now where you're kind of like, all right, I know you're Tom Hanks' son, but you're a little different. You're different.
And Jack Quaid, like you would have never realized that he's Dennis Quaid's kid.
I look at this way. I can see Jack Quaid redo Inner Space. And I'd be like, all right, I feel the same.
He can play the Martin Short part.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could play, like, that's the thing. He could play both parts. He can be equally charming. He could also play awkward. He can play both parts. He's really good in it. But also Sophie Thatcher. Sophie Thatcher was really good.
Yeah,
what's up with that movie? It was the android.
The whole movie. Her lip kept catching on her one tooth. I was like,
speaking of teeth.
Does she have bad issues? Like, I do. What the happened to her? I'm like, got that one front tooth that gets there.
I think she really does carry the movie though, because she's most of it is her.
Yeah,
so
she's good. She's good.
She's really good in this. Yeah,
there's emotional parts, not only with with Iris, but also with like the whole Patrick and was it the Patrick and Eli's relationship?
Yeah, the familiar. Gotcha.
Yeah, Patrick and Eli, and there's a lot of different themes in this movie, like from toxic relationships to assault, to all kinds of things. But it's like it viewed in a different lens from the eyes of a robot, right? This is being handled like in the eyes of a robot. And I thought again, when I saw the first trailer, I thought, hey, this is going to be another Terminator, right? It's like the robot becomes alive and now it's going to start killing everybody.
Of Terminator, didn't I tell you, like you find out that the company Empathics is actually linked to Cyberdyne. Or nah, would that be cool? Nah.
Yeah, you should not write movies, eh?
It's like 'cause she waves, then you get
Dun 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 dun.
the robot apocalypse in the background.
No, but
He's
this
free. This
movie
kind of ties into that HBO show. Was it Westworld?
Westworld.
Yeah.
This
There's
movie
more to that than
yeah. Even though this movie is made by the same team as made that did Barbarian, we didn't get the baby. Which and this movie couldn't be different. Couldn't be further different than Barbarian. Barbarian was horror, right?
Wait,
That one was.
who wrote this one?
This one was written by the director Drew Hancock. This
Funny.
one was produced by the
Barbarian.
Whitest Kids You Know, right? By the director of Barbarian, the guy who's gonna be doing the Resident Evil movie, the new Resident Evil movie. It's the same crew. It's the same people that did Barbarian, right? The guy that did Barbarian produced it. This one's different, but I liked what they did because they didn't. You could have gone very Ex Machina with this one, right? Because like in Ex Machina, you kind of have the same kind of thing, sort of, right? Where it's like, oh, there's an android guy that falls in love with it, tries to free the android, and then it's a very somber end to that movie. This one,
opposite.
Yeah, this is the opposite. This one they injected a lot of humor into it. Like there's serious themes to it, but there's a lot of like you get invested in the you get invested in some other relationships in this movie.
Well, this movie had moments of domestic violence in it that you kind of forget she's an android, and now like holy crap, that's right, she's an android. But these moments it remind me of remember that?
But it's an android.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's an android.
People abuse their fleshlights, right, Ozzy?
Gross. I mean, abuse is a harsh word. The dishwasher.
If it doesn't say the safe word, it's fine.
But what's it say?
That's the safe word.
Disgusting.
You guys are gross. What I was trying to say is, remember that movie Enough with Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah,
she just beats the crap out of her assailant. Kind of felt like
that.
She came back.
Nah.
That's it.
Whenever they talk about a movie with domestic violence, you always bring up Enough. Every time. Watch, go back to another episode where we talk about domestic violence. Is always Enough.
Oh, there's a lot, but that one because she came back.
You never bring up What's Love Got to Do with it. That movie has to do with domestic violence.
Or what about It Ends With Us?
Yeah,
that's more topical.
That's more recent too. Apparently, yeah. Don't sue me now.
I'm going to zip my mouth.
Everybody got quiet. We get Ryan Reynolds right
It's the gag order. It's the gag order. We don't want those two dragons coming after us.
Yeah.
I love Deadpool.
Yeah, I do too.
I told you I didn't like Ryan Reynolds. I've never liked him.
This movie it is very refreshing. I liked what they did.
It was very predictable though.
100%.
Very predictable.
It's still within the realm of a typical, like, hey, this is a movie that deals with relationships and toxic relationships, domestic violence, that kind of thing. But now you're just flipping the story. You're just flipping it. Now instead of it's humans, it's a guy and his robot, right? It's a guy and his robot, and
it's like if Lars and a real girl went wrong.
Yeah, right. It's kind of like that, and there's just the movie's told the movie's told in different, like, also flashbacks, which I liked when they went back and told the backstory of like the way that the robot sees the meet cutes and the way that they see the meet cutes and how they build, and the whole reason for going to the cabin in the first place. I enjoyed, and I really did when I went into this movie. From the beginning of the movie, I enjoyed it, and I'll give you a caveat when I went. This is a double feature that I saw with Dogman. Weird combination, but when I walked into Dogman, they accidentally had this movie showing, and there was kids sitting. There's kids sitting there watching the beginning of this movie.
Well, first of all, we can all agree Sergey deserved to die.
Well, he was set up, number one, but he didn't technically. Sergey was not a bad dude, right? Yeah. Somebody was fed misinformation.
No, I'm saying like when.
And number one,
when
Sergey was also the hit. He was also Hitman, right? He was Agent 43. You got to remember
That's why they killed him.
Yeah,
43. That was 47.
Agent 47. Yeah, he was Agent 47.
What's going on?
He's a hitman from the video game. He just wasn't bald. Yeah, but he was also really good.
His disguises.
After I finished watching the movie, though, I did go and I saw the most recent trailer. If you watch the most recent trailer, it kind of spoils a lot of this movie.
Everything.
So if you haven't seen trailers for this movie, avoid the final trailer. Like go in it. This movie's better when you go in cold, like not knowing a lot that happens, because there are still some surprises in the movie. There's still some twists in it that are really good, but the final trailer does tend to spoil a good chunk of them. Yeah, every trailer that I saw was always the same one that they showed in the theater. It was never I never saw the final one. So when after the movie was over, I went and let me go online and I looked at the rest, and I saw the final trailer. I'm like, bro, they kind of spoil a lot in the final trailer. They even spoil the final shot of the movie.
My bad. She had that to a mil though.
But in talking about like so far, January has had hits and misses in movies, but I think I think overall, there hasn't been a movie that I said like I have sat down and been like, oh, this has been horrible.
Oh, there is a movie.
Oh no, yeah, in theaters,
that's coming next.
in theaters. But this movie was I enjoyed it, and I'm kind of now curious. The same team, if they're gonna go on and do the next Resident Evil movie, I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do with the Resident Evil property, just based off of, we have Barbarian, now we have Companion, you have a straight up horror movie with what I would consider a sci-fi with comedy in it, right? A sci-fi movie with comedy aspects in it, because they wrote a well-balanced movie that had me, caring for an android's well-being, a robot's well-being, while also laughing at certain situations, and so this movie I think was really well written, well directed, and it looked really good.
And on a final note, I think it just proves that kids don't get married
just by a robot.
Yeah,
no, just don't get married. It's just either way you're screwed.
No one was getting married in this movie.
And this show is sponsored by Fleshlight. Hey, why get married? Get a Fleshlight.
Talk the language. No, but yeah, but on that note, if you guys saw Companion, right, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Did you guys like it? Did we miss anything that you guys wanted to talk about? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This has been Vinny.
Ozzy.
Anna.
We'll see you guys next time.